Welcome back to the podcast, the JDLC podcast, where we give tips, advice, perspective, inspiration, and motivation for your day, week, or whatever you're going through. So, we are on episode 5, dealing with effective time management. So, we've all heard that term before. It's not anything new, and I don't go as far as reinventing the wheel. But I do want to make some points on what that actually means if you haven't heard it broken down before. So, time management isn't just about getting more done, it's about reclaiming control of your life. When you learn to manage your time effectively, you reduce stress, you increase your focus, and you build trust in yourself. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel prepared. Instead of procrastination, you move with purpose. So time mastery boosts your confidence because you start showing up for your goals. And we know that we can show up for everybody else. And we rarely put us first. And then when we do show up, we got to hurry up because somebody else needs our help. But showing up for yourself and that consistency builds a powerful belief. And that belief goes along the lines of, I can handle this. Manage your time well. And have that mindset shift from chaos to clarity. So here's a few things, again, like I said, breaking it down to what that actually means to master your time. So one thing we want to do is set clear priorities daily, right? Sometimes it's too much to go a whole week's worth at a time. So you want to do it for that day. And you start each day with the top 3 things that matter most. Clarity kills confusion. And when your focus is aligned, your time works for you. So let's say, for example, you're going into work, right? You already know what you have to do when you get there. You already know how to set up whatever it is that you need to do to work and actually perform the job. And you know how long it's going to take or when your first break is or, all the things that's going to kind of happen in your day on that systematic approach. There's always going to be, people. So there's variations. But we need to start treating ourselves and our priorities like that workday. So, for example, you come into work, you got to clock in. If you're sitting at a desk or customer service or some administrative type work, you have to pull up your screens and the applications it takes. You might have to turn on your phone if you do using a digital and it's not an actual phone, or maybe you do have to turn on that phone and take off the voicemail. There's certain things that you have to do to prepare for that day. So you want to start your personal day in that way. So then you know what you're looking forward to. It's become a ritual. You know the tasks, and you kind of know the time that it's going to take. So you get clarity on how you're going to do your day, and then you actually follow through with it. Now, the time it takes to get that task done doesn't really matter. As long as you're focused, you're honed in, and you do it to completion. And you can use the 80-20 rule. So you identify 20% of the tasks that produce 80% of the results. And you focus your energy where it truly counts, right? And you can time block your schedule. You can assign specific blocks of time to perform that task. And that helps to eliminate multitasking, and it keeps your brain in flow mode. I am one that doesn't like distractions, and I don't like to stop in the middle. So in that regard, it takes me longer to start when I know there's going to be interruptions. And that's something that I've had to work on with just doing it. And then if you need to take a break, you need to stop, go ahead and take that time for what it needs. But also, once you're done, get back into it. And when that flow gets interrupted, it's harder to get going again on that certain task. So when you have a time block, when you're scheduling things out, you know that maybe at 2 o'clock I have to go pick up the kids, or at 6:30 I'm going to cook dinner. So then you make sure that there's nothing going on during that time. So even that is a flow in your day, right? And you know it's going to be broken up. Or do the same thing in the morning. And I say that part because normally we have our day jobs that we go to first, and then it's the evening or the late afternoon when we get to actually pursue our passions. So if maybe your schedule is different, maybe you work third shift, and that middle of the day is your time to put in work on your passions before you go to work that evening. Maybe you have to switch that around. Um, and you want to plan the day the night before. So a few minutes of planning saves hours of wasted time. So then in the morning, you want to go to bed with intention and wake up with direction, because in that morning, you don't want to have to do it then. You want to, let's say I'm planning for my new business. I just did a launch on my layered affirmations. And in order to get everything out on time, I know this, and this needs to be done the next day. So that night before, when I'm finishing up that task, I'm also setting the intention for my next day. And I'm putting this on the list, this on the list, and this on the list. Maybe those are things that I didn't get completed today. I either ran out of time, or something took a little longer than what I thought it was going to take, or I ran into a problem and didn't know how to fix it right away, so it took a little more time. All those things are okay, you guys. Don't worry about time so much as actually doing and doing the necessary footwork that it takes to get completed. We have to sometimes, if we can, don't put too much pressure on by 3 o'clock or by da da da, because we want to have quality work instead of quick work. So you plan the time before. So then in the morning, hey, let me get my coffee and I'm going to start doing this, and then I got to do that and that. Okay, so we're good to go. And hey, that might only, be just the morning. And then I have the rest of the day for me. So make sure that you're getting yourself in order for that next day, so you don't have to do it on that day, because that takes up a lot of time, a lot of wasted time. So throw it on the back end of the day you're on, so that in the morning you're good to go. And be honest about distractions, okay? Now, we know there are real distractions that we have to take care of: cooking dinner, picking up kids, make sure everybody's okay and in the house, or however your life goes. But then we have social media, and we have email, and we have the issue of overthinking and putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. And that actually can stop you from moving forward. So reduce them or batch them to protect your focus. And when I say batch them, let's say, okay, between 9 and 10, I'm going to look at all the stuff I need for social media. I'm going to go ahead and check all my emails, and I'm going to return any phone calls that I need to make to anyone who maybe the day before I didn't get to it, but it's on my voicemail to do, or I have, all these things came in, but, I only return calls up till 5 p.m. So now I'm going to take care of those things in the morning. And the social media, we know we want to do it. So get in there first thing. Look at everything that you want to look at. Check on everything you want to check on, right? And then in the middle of the day, give yourself another block to do the emails, to go on social media. And I'm not just saying social media for work. Like placing an ad or placing more information or something. And I'm doing air quotes again, like y'all can see it. But put fun in there too, right? And depending on whatever it is that you're having to do or what you're managing your time in regards to, live your life still. Make that fun things that you like to do a part of your day to day. Don't cut them out because you have to work. Don't cut them out because you have to focus. Make them a priority, and at a certain time, you get to focus on that and not be interrupted. Everything you want to do, you can do. And you don't have to cut out the things that you find attractive or the things that you find motivational or fun, things that make you smile, in order to get the hard stuff done. Just have a time block for each of those. And then to move it a little faster, you can use the 2-minute rule. So that's where you take a task. If it takes you less than 2 minutes to do, get that out of the way first. And that prevents tiny tasks from piling up and draining mental energy. Because now when you have this thing that, okay, it takes 2 minutes for me to go in my email, go and look, make a list of everybody that needs a response, and then start responding to them. But you see how that can even be broken up into two things. Go in my email, make a list of who needs a response. Done. Right? And then maybe that's the 2 minutes for that time block that you do. Go over to my voicemail, make a list of the phone calls I need to return. Done. Right? So now your next time block is going to be, I'm going to set an hour aside just to take care of that list of emails. Or I'm going to set an hour aside just to take care of that list of voicemails. Right? So now we have blocks of time for each thing, and we've broken it up. And now that first part only took 2 minutes to make that list. And maybe you don't have to do it right away. Maybe that's something that's going to come at like 12 or 1:30, to make sure everybody's up, to make sure, you're not calling at an inappropriate time. And so maybe you want to do the email block first. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of work it out into a strategy where the things that you need to just get in order, just get going. And then the actual action time for them could be in a different block. But that way, you get all your lists together. Now you have to run the kids off to school. No interruption, because everything had its time slot. And now when you come back, okay, let's start working on those emails first, because it's still only about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay, now the emails are out the way. That block is done. Okay, I know there's phone calls. It's about 11, 12. I'm going to go ahead and start calling everybody. Maybe it's getting closer to lunchtime, so they're more apt to pick up the phone and hear what we need to talk about. Instead of it going to voicemail, now we're playing phone tag. So, and then that's in its own block. And that's kind of, and the things that I tell you guys to do, or the instructions that I give, or the options that I make available are things that I'm actually doing. Right? So it's not like I'm coming from a place of, I'm just going to tell them these things because I heard these things and I heard that's how they work and that's how it should be. No, it's because I actually do them. And some things are harder to do than, people. They make it seem like you're the problem when you can't complete all these things in one day. And they make it seem like if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. You're the problem, something's wrong with you, you're not trying, So we got to take that pressure off of ourselves. And we want to know realistically what works and what doesn't work, instead of trying to shoot for this unicorn that doesn't exist. Now, going back to the subject, because I get off of it very much, talk about or think about setting boundaries around your time. Learn to say no. And sure, but not right now. Keep it aligning to what your goals are. And boundaries are a form of self-respect and time protection. So your kids know they have to get up, they have to get dressed. You're getting your list together, right? While they are getting dressed. And if they come and knock on your door, say, nope, go find it yourself. You got it. Just go find it, ask someone else, right? And then they are able to take that initiative to do it. Or in the morning, you have a family meeting and say, hey, from this time to this time, while you guys are getting dressed, this is what I'm going to be doing. So I need no interruption. I need you to get on that and then go ahead and start your breakfast. Right? And you also teach them about time management. Let's set your clothes out the day before. Let's get the shoes that you're going to want to wear. Let's get our showers or baths done maybe the night before. So then in the morning, you just have to get dressed, eat. And if you oversleep just a little bit, you're still ready to go with brushing your teeth, washing your face, all those certain things. And then when I'm done with my list, then I'm going to come out and do your hair. I'm going to make sure everything is okay. We'll get whatever needs to be cleaned up from breakfast, and then we'll be on our way. So your family can also assist in that time management and learn time management. It doesn't have to feel like you're on an island all by yourself. Integrate it. If they're a part of your life and a part of your family and a part of your everyday, integrate it. Don't try to push everybody out, because the one thing that I've learned that most people want is just your time. And when you let them know, hey, you can have my time, but not right now. Again, that's a sure, but not right now. It makes them feel good because they know, okay, cool. They didn't just, push me aside and I never know when I'm going to have that time again. It's like, no, I understand you want my time. I want to give you that, but I just am not going to do it right this second. Right? So then it gives them an understanding, so they're not sitting in the dark. They know that you have to work and, the things that go on, so they give you time. And one of the fun things that I found, and I'm going to give you this secret, is I got an on-air sign because I do a lot of recording for my different businesses that I do. And I give a lot of instruction. And I need that time for it to be quiet with no distraction. And so everybody knows what's going on. And I put it outside my door. So then every time that I'm on air quotes again, or I'm recording, or I'm with a client, or I'm making phone calls, I hit the button and turn on the on-air sign. And they know, oh, no interruptions right now. If you're not bleeding, if something's not falling off of your body, if something's not broken, don't interrupt me. Or you have other people that you can get that help from. I'm not the only one here. So it's like, that is a boundary that I put in place so that I can relaxed or relaxingly get the task done that I need to get done. So I'm not rushing myself, and I'm not messing up and making fumbles, because they know the sign is on. So they know that this is what I need to do right now. And you can go to Temu, get one for about $3. I'm a Temu fan. And all it is stuff that before it hits the US prices. That's why, it's a big uproar, but that's a different rant. But yes, you go out and you find ways to make it easier for everybody to know what's going on without you having to say it every day. Because that could be frustrating. Like, didn't I tell you this yesterday? That can be frustrating. So, with setting boundaries for your time, include breaks to recharge. Rest isn't a waste of time. It's how you refuel. Schedule short breaks to avoid burnout and keep your brain sharp. And if you have younger kids, do a rest break where you go and you're getting something to drink, or you're going to grab something to eat, and you go and you check on everybody's face and see what's going on. And then if they have questions or something, you're interacting with them. You're not rushed when you're doing it, because this is a scheduled break. And it's not like you have to run around with your head cut off, like a chicken with its head cut off, right? I don't even know if they say that anymore, guys. I'm old, so. Okay. But you can actually get everything done. And nobody feels rushed. And everybody feels heard. And it could be like a 40-second thing. Like, hey, you go around to wherever they are and just, all right, just checking on everything. And then they might have some important stuff to say. And guess what? You allowed them to have the time to get it off their chest. You know how good that makes you feel when somebody allows you time to get something off your chest? Because maybe they were holding it in and it was just the best thing that happened, and they couldn't really talk about it on the way home, but they wanted to wait till you were by yourself to tell you. And guess what? That boosts the morale for everybody. Right? There are ways to integrate things in your day, and time management is that way to help everybody. And so maybe you take a Saturday or a Sunday and you actually look at your week and what you have to do, the people that are involved in your life that you want to make sure have adequate time, and you make different blocks and you make different schedules so that, everybody knows what's going on, so nobody, again, is in the dark. Because that's the most frustrating thing, to be just pushed away. But then, okay, now what? When then? And if you have younger kids, well, like, well, when can we go outside? Well, when can I? Well, you said this, but now I don't. You said no, so now when do we and it just takes away a lot of confusion. And then that working at home, that starting your business on the side, even though you had a long work day, it makes it that much better because now everybody is rooting and on your team and understand. So on that day, you look back at the week, what you worked, how you did everything, what actually worked out and what didn't. And then you adjust. It's okay to say, hey, this ain't do what I thought it was going to do. Okay, let's try something a little different. Probably I need about 30 more minutes in this block for this, right? And that's okay. These are learning lessons. And then, just understand that time management is a living system, not a fixed routine. So as you need to adjust, do that. And attach time used to your larger purpose. So when you know why your time matters, your goals, your dreams, your legacy, when you know why you are doing something, you treat each minute like it's valuable, because it is. And it's going to take you less time to accomplish a goal when there's time set to actually do it than when you're freestyling. And you're like, oh, Tuesday I got off. I'm just going to run in there and try to do all this at one time. And, because you don't think about the distractions. You don't think about the other people that are going to need you. You don't think about the priorities. You're in your mind. You're just like, I want to go. I want to do this. I'm off. But you have to take into consideration the full picture. And give yourself time to get it done. Realistic time. All right. So I hope that helps. I'm trying to get better with just putting it like in a nutshell and not going off on tangents. I do sometimes still though. But your time is valuable. And I want you to be able to get all this information and be able to still get on with your day and not feel like you wasted time. I want to give you the meat and let you go chew it up. All right. So until next time, and thank you for joining us. Any questions, let me know. And you can visit JudithDanielLC.com for more information on anything we discussed. And check out the new page for the layered affirmations. All right. Deuces.